Hello everybody, welcome back to Max Reviews, and today we have a very interesting ranking. We will be ranking all, let me see how many, 13 Blue Sky films. So Blue Sky was an animation studio that started in 2012 with Ice Age, and then they ended in 2019 with Spies in Disguise. They came out with a wide variety of films, mostly Ice Age movies. They also did a bunch of Bird movies and then some just random movies. So we're gonna be ranking all those movies. So yeah, why would I rank these now of all times? Because I'm fresh out of talking about the Ice Age movies, and after watching all these movies, so don't check out my don't check out my video yesterday. No, I'm just gonna stop talking. Ugh. My video yesterday, I ranked a bunch of all the Ice Age movies, and Ice Age: The Adventures of Wild Buck is by Disney, so it's not a Blue Sky film. So the only reason I'm really doing this is so that I could finally have the Blue Sky films ranked, so that you guys know and you won't be pestering me about it, even though you probably won't. But still, I could get it done. Blue Sky films, they're dead, gone. Disney ate them, so it's time to rank all their films. Okay, let's get started. This is Max Reviews. I'm Brayden, and 13th place here is going to be Rio. I really hate Rio. Now, Rio, it's about this bird, Blue, and he's got this, his owner, and they sort of live together. He's a bird, she's a human. Turns out he's a special bird. They try to have a mate with another bird to save the species. Stuff goes wrong. He can't fly. And then it goes into nonsense. I really hate this movie. That about sums it up. I hate this movie. It's so, all the characters in it are annoying. It's targeted for little kids, but not in a way that is accessible for older people. Well, anybody under the age of 10, it will not like this probably. It's just, it's kiddish while not being accessible for adults and kids older than 10, while also being extremely annoying. And it's about two birds mating. Let's see, that's what's going on in this movie. And then it turns out in the second one, it was all for nothing. And it's also about this bird learning to fly. Yeah, I hate this movie. Okay, next. Okay, 12th place we have Rio 2, the sequel. Yeah, I sort of forgot about this one. I rewatched it. I was thinking, hey, maybe it could be a bit more fun. Maybe one of the few reasons that this one is better is because it has Bruno Mars as a bird. It doesn't make much sense, but it's a bit more entertaining than the first. So it's about the plot and stuff. It's about the same amount of effort as in the first one, but it's got Bruno Mars as a bird. So that's cool. It could be, we actually go somewhere else. We get to see other birds, a bit more complex, but still. I don't like this movie. Or its other ones. So yeah. Blue Sky has done like one amazing movie, a bunch of just fine movies, and then these are the bad movies. So 11th place, still in the bad movies, we have Horton Hears a Who. A Dr. Seuss movie, like one of the few ones, we got the live-action Grinch. We got this, and then we got animated Grinch and Lorax. I don't think there's been like an accurate, really good Dr. Seuss book that's been brought to film. Maybe the extremely old Grinch, but I haven't even seen that one, so I can't really judge it. This one's not good. The characters, the animation, and just the entire plot, it's a bit overplayed. To be 100% honest with you guys, there's a few movies here that I just couldn't watch. I didn't have enough time. I was so busy. And come on, cut me some slack. I watched most of these. But this is the one that I haven't seen in a while and I didn't watch. Most of the other ones I watched, and then there's a few that I remember so well that I don't need to watch them. But anyway, this one, yep, bottom 3 easily. I don't like it. I don't have a ton to talk about because I didn't actually watch it. Cut me some slack. 10th place here, we have Epic, a movie that is 100% not epic. Yeah, the animation, it's okay. Um, Characters, fine. Humor is where it drops the ball. Because when you're trying to do a movie that's legitimately titled epic and is supposed to be epic, when you do humor, either you have no humor or you have maybe a bit of sarcasm. But this overplays the humor way too much in the movie. So it sort of gets rid of the epic parts of it and just replaces it with like bad, like slug jokes. Yeah, that's what this movie called Epic is. It could have a slightly cool world, but I don't think it works out. The characters you don't really care about. The action is slightly cool, and then there's also stupid parts to it. So, another bad animated movie by Blue Sky. Blue Sky as a whole, I think it could be determined by, Like there's one movie in here that completely justifies Blue Sky existing. Did I care that they got destroyed by Disney? They're probably like the one animation studio that I'm fine with being destroyed by Disney, and they did, so okay. Anyway, 9th place here is gonna be Ice Age: The Meltdown. I talked about this yesterday. I think it's the weakest of the Ice Age movies, and it's lower here, obviously. It's because the characters, everything that happens, it feels smaller plot wise, and I don't care about it as much. Like the stuff with Ellie being a possum, that is just it's so juvenile. And then also the humor about the emotion with Manny doesn't really work in this movie. And also the villains aren't too great. So it's just the worst Ice Age movie. I don't really care about it a whole bunch. So that's my thoughts on this. We're getting into like the better movies now. 8th place, Ferned. Yeah, it's fine. You know, like a bull movie about a bull that doesn't. It is a sweet story. The book's better. The book's like 5 pages long, it seems. The movie's hours long. Yeah. Ferned, about this bull that doesn't want to hurt anybody. Doesn't want to bullfight. So originally that seems like a sweet concept, but I don't think it really translates to movie form. This was a book. I've read the book. It's very short. But to movie form, they have to add all this stuff in with cows and being killed if you don't fight well and all these extra stuff with these rats or mice. I don't know. So it doesn't pull off nearly as well. Okay, 7th place we have Robots. Fun enough movie. Actually, yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it here at 6. It might move, 7th. It might move up a bit, but originally I thought this was really cool when I was like 6 and I watched it, but it doesn't really hold up. The comedy with Robin Williams, it's okay. The characters, it's good enough. The world building is probably the coolest thing in this. The animation is interesting. I actually like this movie a good deal. It's like a medium. It's like, okay. And, the characters, what they do, the plot is where it sort of falls. It's the generic plot where this boy wants to see this hero, and the hero isn't as big as the hero as he thinks. And so he's got to bring the hero back, and he does. So, yeah. It's the world building, the animation, the characters, a lot more interesting than the actual plot of the movie. Okay, now we have 6th place, which is going to be Spies in Disguise, the last movie of Blue Sky. It's got Will Smith and Tom Holland. It's like what I expected. Will Smith, pretty charming. Tom Holland, about the same character as Peter Parker. And so it's, it could have just a tiny bit of wit to it when it tries to do stuff. Sometimes I actually did laugh out loud with just one of the jokes that they had in there. I won't spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen the movie. I still don't think it's really like oh wow, you gotta check this out. No. There's only one movie here. The Golden Child of Blue Sky. The best movie that's come from the animation studio. You'll see it by the end, don't worry. Spies in Disguise, yeah. So Spies in Disguise. It's okay. That's what I've been saying for most of these, but Spies in Disguise, you can have some fun, with the actual characters. There's some nice laughs in it. Action, villain, all that stuff doesn't work too well, but the rest of it is actually pretty cool. The plot, fine, but it mostly just gravitates around Tom Holland and Will Smith's chemistry, which is actually pretty good in this movie. Okay, we got a giant list here, and we're getting into the Ice Age movies. If you saw my list yesterday, then yeah, you probably know what I'm going to say. But 5th place, we have Ice Age, the original. I'd say the Blue Sky's first movie is still, one of the best. But that's not 100% saying a whole bunch. Ice Age, fun enough movie, smaller plot, but the characters have nice chemistry. Nice, sweeter, smaller sort of movie that can be pretty entertaining and the most heartfelt out of Blue Sky animated films, except for number 1. Okay. So yeah, I like it. Villain's okay. The animation is probably the worst out of all these movies. But I can sort of forgive that with the nice fun that it has. Okay, we have 4th place here, which is gonna be Ice Age Collision Course. They're probably milking the franchise 100% by here with Blue Sky. They're like, this is the one successful thing that we've done. Let's continue it. Let's do Ice Age 5. And I guess it's better than the first one. It's fun enough with the characters. Plot's about the same as everything else, just small, minor stuff. It doesn't have to make a bunch of sense. It could be bad, and I'm sort of fine with it being bad because I don't really care too much. But by now, the emotion is mostly gone. It's mostly just, how did this movie make me laugh a bit? Did I have fun with it? Like, what did I feel for this movie? And I didn't really feel a ton this time around. Some of the jokes just didn't land this time, but still, some of them did. And it's nice to see Buck and Granny in the same movie, so that works. Okay, before we get into the top 3, thank you for watching this far. If you actually did spending 10 minutes just watching this means a lot to me. And so, I've been recording most of this. Yeah, up to this point, this entire week, I've just been recording on this one day, just sacrificing my Monday for you guys. So, hit the like button. Okay, 3rd place, we have Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs. The film where the franchise took sort of like a stupid turn, where they have, stupider decisions and stuff with the Ice Age movies. But you can still have fun. Animation, probably the best out of the Ice Age movies, with the dinosaurs and the unique designs that they have. Buck is just such a vibrant character, much better than he is in his Disney movie, which will not be on this list, as you probably already determined by now. And just the characters going through, the emotions are still pretty much there, with Peaches being born, and then the antagonists, the dinosaurs, are like the second best villains in the Ice Age franchise. Okay, now 2nd place, we have Ice Age Continental Drift. If you watched my video yesterday, this is my favorite Ice Age movie. I think I'd still give it like a 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5, not super high. So, the entire Blue Sky, the highest that they get other than their number 1 movie is like a 7. Which sort of tells you my entire thoughts on Blue Sky. Do I really care about them too much other than their one movie that they did? Not a whole bunch. But still, I feel bad that the people got fired. Disney shouldn't be taking over everything, as I should probably do a video on that, but I'm pretty busy right now, so we'll see. Continental Drift, yeah, pirate movie, fun. The cast is just still having fun together with the newcomers, and Granny's great in the movie. Just the fun that they could have, even though it could be stupid, it could also be fun. This was my first Ice Age movie that I watched, so okay, that's my thoughts on that. And number 1, finally, my favorite Blue Sky movie by a bajillion, 10 out of 10. Love this movie right here, the Peanuts movie. I have not talked about the Peanuts movie yet, so this is going to be very interesting. Why is the Peanuts movie number 1? Why is this movie such great? You guys probably watched it and you're like, okay, it's a cute movie. I like it. It's good enough. Not for me. This is like, you're mining through a rock, you find a few quartz, and then you find a diamond. So, the Peanuts movie. For a little context, Charles Schultz, the Peanuts. I've read every single Peanuts column there ever has been. They came out with these books that were like every Peanuts book, 1950 to 1951. And they go all the way, they have 1950 to 1951, and then 1952 to 1953. And they keep going all the way from 1999 to 2000. So they keep going from 50 years of comics. I've read every single one. If you want to do that, probably check them in the library. I think this is what they look like, just in case you're wondering. And so I also have a bunch of Peanuts books. Like my dad let me check it right here. Yeah, here it is. My dad has this Peanuts book from 1970 that was given to him as a kid, and I could still read that. And so Peanuts has been such a big part of my life. Here's the picture of it, by the way. This is 1970. September 1970. The book is 52 years old. And is that right? Yeah, 52 years old. And Peanuts are 72 years old. Peanuts are so old. But still, I've read every single comic. I've read every single panel ever. And so Peanuts just means so much to me. And then there's the Peanuts movie. And recently for movies, if they were old movies, like they used to have the old Peanuts movies, which I absolutely love. They're so sweet and cute. But the old Peanuts movies and stuff were great, but they didn't actually have a movie. It was like little things. It wasn't a big actual movie. They were good, but not too amazing. Like I'd still give them like a 10 out of 10, sure. They were 9 out of 10. They were really good for little short things, but they weren't like they didn't 100% define my childhood. But then they actually came out with a new movie for them. And recently they did Space Jam 2, which a bunch of people hated, and I didn't like that too much. Nowhere near as good as the old Looney Tunes. But I don't like Looney Tunes as much as I do Peanuts. They came out with the Scoob movie. I like Scooby-Doo about as much as I do Peanuts. And so that was my least favorite movie of the year with Scoob when that flopped, and that was horrible. They came out with Tom and Jerry last year. One of my bottom 5 worst movies of the entire year. And I don't really care about Tom and Jerry too much. But when they came out with the Peanuts movie, it was the perfect example of how to do this sort of thing. They didn't go bigger. They went more emotional. And this movie usually makes me cry whenever I watch it. It captures the Peanuts and Charles Schultz and Charlie Brown so well. All the Peanuts characters. And it does something that not one of the Peanuts comics could do. Not one of the little Peanuts movies could do. It has Charlie Brown kick that football. Theoretically, of course. He actually gets the date with the little redhead girl. And he doesn't actually kick the football. But he gets the date. He gets the little redhead girl. And that is just... It's so emotional and perfect. The music in it, and just Snoopy, how they execute everything. Snoopy writing little stories, and that being a giant side plot. That works because that is Snoopy. Linus and Sally in this movie, perfect. All the characters are so perfect. Everything in this movie is played to perfection. Even if it's smaller and you're like, oh, I don't really care about it. It was cute. This movie holds such an emotional part of my heart in it, and I care about this movie so much. It is 10 out of 10. It's one of my favorite animated films of all time, and I should probably do a ranking with that, but that's just my opinion. I love the Peanuts movie so much that when Charlie Brown just does it and he turns around and smiles and the movie ends, I just break. It's so good. I just love, and I relate to Charlie Brown. That's the character that I relate to so much, and to see him finally get it is just the best thing that could ever happen. And I never want them to do another Peanuts thing. I never wanted them to do anything else with that. I just want it to end on this perfect note, with it just ending with a little drawing, and it says Schultz. Perfect ending. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Braden. This is Max Reviews. If you haven't seen the Peanuts movie, go watch it now. I really don't care. I love it so much. Braden out.